The complete story of Lucifer, from glory to fall to final judgment. Before evil slithered through a garden. Before temptation whispered in human ears. Before rebellion scorched the earth. There was once a being of unimaginable splendor. A creature so radiant, so glorious, that even the stars seemed pale beside him. He was not born in darkness. He was forged in light. But how does one fall from the throne of beauty to the pits of eternal shame? Before we journey into this celestial tragedy, I invite you, if your soul hungers for deeper understanding of Scripture, if questions about eternity stir your spirit, to click like, subscribe, and activate notifications. Every week, we uncover prophetic mysteries and spiritual realities that awaken the soul. Today, we unveil the complete story of Lucifer, his radiant beginning, his rise in authority, his hidden pride, his cataclysmic fall, his reign of deception, and his final inescapable judgment. This is not just the story of a fallen angel. It is the story of pride, the story of rebellion against holiness, the story that warns every soul, he who exalts himself shall be brought low. Before he became the adversary, he was known among heavenly hosts as one of the greatest creations of God. Theologians identify him with the being described in Isaiah 14, whom Scripture calls Lucifer, son of the morning. How you are fallen from heaven, O Lucifer, son of the morning! How you are cut down to the ground, you who weakened the nations. Isaiah 14 verse 12, NKJV. The name Lucifer means light-bearer, or shining one. He reflected the splendor of the Almighty like a flawless jewel under the burning glory of God's throne. He is further described in Ezekiel 28, often interpreted as a dual prophecy addressing both an earthly king and a spiritual reality behind him. In this vision, we glimpse the breathtaking origin of this celestial being. You were the seal of perfection, full of wisdom and perfect in beauty. You were in Eden, the garden. Every precious stone was your covering. The workmanship of your timbrels and pipes was prepared for you on the day you were created. Ezekiel 28, verses 12 to 13. Perfect in beauty, overflowing with wisdom, adorned with gems that shimmered in divine fire. His very essence breathed worship. Some theologians believe that woven into his very being were instruments, timbrels and pipes, symbols of musical resonance, suggesting he may have led the celestial choirs in adoration before the throne. In biblical tradition, three great archangels often stand in theological understanding. Michael, the warrior, defender of God's people. Gabriel, the messenger, herald of divine announcements. Lucifer, believed by many to have been the leader of heavenly worship, orchestrator of praise among the radiant hosts. He was not at the bottom of heaven's order, he was near the summit. Ezekiel continues, you were the anointed cherub who covers. I established you. You were on the holy mountain of God. You walked back and forth in the midst of fiery stones. Ezekiel 28 verse 14. He stood near the burning presence of God. He walked among stones of fire, a realm blazing with divine energy. He was trusted, anointed, elevated. Imagine a being ablaze with reflected glory, wings shimmering with sacred luminescence, melodies flowing from his very existence like rivers of adoration, countless angels watching him with honor, the holy mountain resounding with worship as he led creation in exalting the Eternal One, like the seraphim of Isaiah's vision, crying, holy, holy, holy is the Lord of hosts. Lucifer dwelt in that holy atmosphere, immersed in ceaseless worship. He was near the throne. He was filled with splendor. But in that splendor, something changed. Ezekiel reveals the turning point. You were perfect in your ways from the day you were created, till iniquity was found in you. Ezekiel 28 verse 15. Not a flaw existed in him until one was born from within. The worship leader began to desire worship. The reflector of glory began to crave it for himself. He who once bowed before God began to wonder what it would be like to ascend to the throne. Isaiah 14 pulls back the curtain on his thoughts. For you have said in your heart, I will ascend into heaven. I will exalt my throne above the stars of God. I will ascend above the heights of the clouds. I will be like the Most High. Isaiah 14 verses 13 to 14. 5 declarations. 5 I will statements. 5 daggers of pride thrust into the heart of heaven's order. This was not a slip. This was a cosmic betrayal. He envied the worship given to God. He desired a crown that was never his. He longed not just for authority, but for deity. As the seed of arrogance took root, it did not remain hidden. Lucifer, once clothed in humility, now walked in self-exaltation. His melodies became tainted with pride. His influence, once used to glorify God, became a weapon to seduce. He began to whisper, to question, to sow doubt among the angels who served under him. Could he offer them a new order, a new kingdom, a throne where he, not the Almighty, was exalted? The worship leader became the architect of rebellion. Scripture tells us in Revelation that a war broke out in heaven, but that part of the story unfolds in the next chapter of this journey. For now, we stand at the edge of the greatest celestial conflict ever ignited. A conflict born not from weakness, but from pride. Not from despair, but from ambition. Not from oppression, but from envy. And the heavens held their breath. Heaven did not remain silent. The rebellion that began in pride erupted into open war. Revelation 12 unveils the scene. And war broke out in heaven. Michael and his angels fought with the dragon, and the dragon and his angels fought. Revelation 12 verse 7. The once beautiful Lucifer, now twisted by ambition, had persuaded a third of the angels to follow him. Their loyalty was corrupted by deception. Their worship turned into defiance. The celestial order trembled as holiness confronted rebellion. Michael, the archangel of war, rose under the authority of God. The armies of heaven clashed in a conflict beyond human imagination. Purity against pride, light against darkness, allegiance against treachery. And heaven did not lose. Jesus himself described the aftermath of this cosmic battle. I saw Satan fall like lightning from heaven. Luke 10 verse 18. He was not lowered gently. He was hurled down, violently stripped of his exaltation. Lucifer, the light-bearer, became Satan, the adversary. He, who once walked among fiery stones in glory, was now cast into the shadows in disgrace. His beauty became corruption. His music became manipulation. His mission became destruction. Banished from heaven's throne room, Satan turned his fury toward humanity, God's beloved creation. In the Garden of Eden, he appeared in the form of a serpent. With the same deceptive whisper that once stirred angels, he now seduced Eve. You will not surely die. Genesis 3 verse 4. With that lie, he injected doubt into the human heart. Adam and Eve fell, not from heaven, but from innocence. Sin entered the world. Death became a reality. Separation from God became mankind's greatest tragedy. Satan celebrated, but his defeat was already prophesied. For God declared that the seed of the woman would one day crush the serpent's head. Later, the book of Job reveals Satan not only as deceiver, but also as accuser. He stood before God and challenged the integrity of Job, a righteous man, implying that faithfulness existed only because of blessings. Permitted to test Job, Satan unleashed suffering, loss of possessions, the death of children, personal affliction. But Job remained faithful. Stripped of everything yet still proclaiming, the Lord gave, and the Lord has taken away. Blessed be the name of the Lord. Satan's accusation failed. His rage deepened. Yet Satan's greatest confrontation came not with man, but with the Son of Man. In Matthew 4, after Jesus fasted 40 days, Satan attempted to derail his divine mission. If you are the Son of God, command that these stones become bread. But Jesus replied, Man shall not live by bread alone, but by every word that proceeds from the mouth of God. Satan tried again, twisting Scripture itself to entice reckless pride. Again, he failed. Then he offered Jesus all the kingdoms of the world in exchange for worship. Jesus declared, You shall worship the Lord your God, and him only you shall serve. Defeated, Satan fled, but he never gave up his war against humanity. Since that time, Scripture reveals that Satan prowls like a roaring lion, seeking whom he may devour. He masquerades as an angel of light, spreading false doctrines, division, rebellion, and pride. He corrupts hearts with the same poison that corrupted his own, self-exaltation. His agenda: deceive, destroy, devour. But his time is limited. Revelation 20 unveils his coming downfall. Then I saw an angel coming down from heaven, having the key to the bottomless pit and a great chain in his hand. He laid hold of the dragon, that serpent of old, who is the devil and Satan, and bound him for 1,000 years. Revelation 20 verses 1 to 2. For 1,000 years, his voice will be silenced, his schemes broken. Humanity will witness a world without his deception. But the story is not over. Revelation continues. Now when the 1,000 years have expired, Satan will be released from his prison and will go out to deceive the nations. Revelation 20 verses 7 to 8. Even after a millennium of peace, he will gather one last army. But fire from God will consume them. And then, the verdict is final. The devil who deceived them was cast into the lake of fire and brimstone, and they will be tormented day and night forever and ever. Revelation 20 verse 10. The once glorious light-bearer becomes an eternal symbol of rebellion's cost. His pride leads not just to a fall, but to everlasting judgment. The story of Lucifer is not just about an angel. It is about the danger of pride. Proverbs 16 verse 18 says, "Pride goes before destruction, and a haughty spirit before a fall." Jesus declared, "For whoever exalts himself will be humbled, and he who humbles himself will be exalted." Luke 14 verse 11. Lucifer exalted himself and was cast down. Christ humbled himself and was exalted forever. The question is not whether pride destroys. It is only whether we will let it destroy us. We are reminded that true greatness is found in surrender, not self-glorification. We must reflect God's light, not attempt to become our own source of it. We must choose humility over ambition, worship over ego, obedience over rebellion. Lucifer sought to ascend and fell into darkness. But those who bow before God will rise with him in glory. If this message has stirred your heart, continue with us as we explore the mysteries of Scripture and the truths that shape eternity. Walk in humility. Resist deception. Stand firm in faith. God bless you, and may his truth keep your heart anchored in light forever.